What's good? It's Ozman the Wizard.
And Naima.
This is not another damn podcast. Presented by our damn
selves.
206.
206.
Before we go any further, got to say happy Mother's Day to all the ladies handling their business, including the kid right here.
Yay.
Shout out to Ari and Khalil.
Yes.
And this
is reason why I can say that.
That's Ari and Khalil's mama right there, for those that don't listen to the podcast.
That's what my name has been reduced to. Ari and Khalil's mom.
All right.
Kidding. When I go pick them up for school. It's all good.
So how was your Mother's Day? Anything exciting?
It's been good so far. I got me my cards. I got some nice little cards from my husband and from the kids. This one plays music from the kids.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh. Yeah, so I was like, okay, the kids got me something that played music. And I got dinner that I'm going to be enjoying a little bit later from Hannah's Cuisine. So if you guys can check it out on Facebook, Hannah's Cuisine. Mm-hmm. They do amazing stuff with the catering. We did last year with him. It's Marcus's friend, Kevin. So he did last year for us with the catering because restaurants were closed. So that's how it started. We were like, okay, let's just have Kevin make something for us because we can't go out. And they're like, okay. And then
might have kicked off a new tradition.
Right. And we're like, okay, let's do it again this year. So it worked out. Yeah. And we did for Thanksgiving too. He made our turkey too for Thanksgiving. So that worked out as well. So check it out. Hannah's Cuisine. Yummy food.
All right. Where do we begin now that we got those festivities out of the way?
The pleasantries out the way. I guess we could start in our backyard, in our own backyard. The city of Chicago is looking to open back up by 4th of July. That's the tentative.
Notes ready, yeah.
Tentative date. Like our governor, J.B. Pritzker, always says that these are tentative dates. If the numbers start to rise again, then the numbers can always roll back. Remember last year, they're like, oh, we're in phase 3, we're in phase 4, and then like, now we're back in phase 1. And people was like, I don't get it. We were just in phase. It's like, no, if the numbers start to climb again, then at any point they can roll it back. But we have leveled off from what the governor is saying. Like our numbers have dipped back down and like they are a level where they're staying at a certain point as far as like
COVID survivor right here.
As far as cases and deaths. So the numbers have dipped down significantly. So it's not like we're spiking anymore.
What they calling this the 14th, they're saying they're moving into the bridge phase.
There you go.
Brand new. I haven't heard that one. I think JB making up shit, but you heard phase 2, phase 3. They calling it a bridge phase. The bridge phase will allow greater limits at businesses, museums, zoos, and spectator events. We saw that because the Bulls actually had fans for the first time in over a year at the United.
Yeah.
So
I was shocked.
So the bridge phase actually kicked off a little bit early for the United Center.
Mm-hmm.
But, that's what it's saying, that they're allowing places to open back up. They said people with proof that they have been fully vaccinated or with a negative COVID-19 test within the last 3 days. That's good. That's what they're going by.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So
I feel pretty like
up for like be fully vaccinated, or if you bring your test and it's like new and like, hey, I just got a test.
Yeah.
2 days ago.
Like, it's going in the right direction with that because, like we said, everybody doesn't necessarily want to get vaccinated, and like we always say. Well, what I've been saying is like people who do vaccinate shouldn't shame people, and people who don't want to vaccinate shouldn't shame people who do. It's like you do what you feel personally is going to be personal for you. Do your research, feel what you personally.
If you've been vaccinated, shut the fuck up. And if you're anti-vaxxer, you probably should really shut the fuck up. So I'm saying that's where we at. Yeah. So Just do you.
Right, because just the shaming, just like people like trying to shame, you can't shame anybody into your beliefs. That's just, you just can't do that. Like, especially when people get over a certain age, it's like you don't just go with the flow when you get like our age. We ain't going with the flow like that. We just not.
I'm transparent with not. I'm not pro-vax. I'm not anti-vax. I haven't gotten a vaccine because I just got over COVID. So I wouldn't be eligible for like 90 days after you have it.
Right.
Once you've had it, you're less likely to get it again. So it's a number of factors why I haven't been vaccinated. I'm not anti, I'm not pro. Like, doesn't bother me either way. Whatever you want to do what's best for you.
Yeah, I would say I'm pro. Do whatever the hell you want to do, what affects you the best, to use your best judgment and stop shaming people. Stop doing that. Stop shaming people and stop putting up unfounded claims about certain things and then when you research it, you only find just the one link to the one article that they reference. Like, see, here's the stuff saying that vaccines cause cancer. It's like, what? Like, when do vaccines cause cancer? And you find the one article and it's just one article, like no other basis.
Shout out. Goddamn.
You say who?
Shout out Jenny McCarthy. Probably the poster child for anti-vaxxers.
Like, stop doing that.
Her kid has autism and she's saying the vaccines cause it or some shit like that. Even though there's really been no proof that vaccines cause autism. Her kid got autism and that's what she decided. Oh, the vaccine did it.
It did it, yeah. Just stop.
Here's why I'm not why on both sides. Like, you kind of an asshole. Because on one side, like, yeah, vaccines cause autism. But guess what? A lot of these like diseases, they cause death. So what's worse, having an autistic kid or a dead kid?
And that's what people who do say that because I was on a thread and somebody was like, I have autism. I'm on the autism spectrum. Because somebody was saying that and they was like, I'd rather people. They was like, see, I live a perfectly healthy life and I have autism. Somebody on the thread was saying that. They was like, so like you can have a perfectly normal life and be autistic. You can. Like, it's levels to it. It's like, that's why it's the spectrum, because the spectrum is very broad. It's not just one thing. It's not. It's a very broad spectrum.
That awful show that Jenny McCarthy had. Somebody writing that show had autism, definitely.
Stop. That show was bad.
They got their jobs back. We're not even talking about that right now.
When MTV was doing their
awful show that Jenny McCarthy had.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Where else we going with this shit?
But we're gonna see about this opening up though. Like I said, I'm looking, like we said, the events are coming up. The chosen few is coming up.
Yeah,
still no announcement yet about Lollapalooza. Not yet.
I expect it's back, but just haven't heard anything.
Right.
I expect the lineup to be released because it definitely missed out last year. I expected. And
Navy Pier opened back up. I want to say they opened back up because they did like a fireworks show at Navy Pier.
For all my hoopers, yeah, the basketball hoops are back at all your park districts. So yeah, go ahead, hoop away. Because that's a good.
63rd Street was popping that one day. I was like, oh, look at 63rd over there doing their thing.
That's the Owens I saw yesterday. I saw in Jackson Park right over there by Marquette. Is they out hooping, yeah, which I like because that takes me back to nostalgia of my childhood where like we used to go out and hoop.
And then get them out the house.
Shout out to Nazi, he was good. Yeah, Nazi Gold Court, yeah, on right over on 47.
Over there on
47 is right off of Cornell. That one's open, yeah.
On Lakeshore Drive, yeah, right for Lakeshore Drive, yeah.
Where Nazi worked on his game, yeah. And that's where I sucked. I didn't work on my game there. That's why I'm doing this instead of
terrible.
I'm doing this instead of playing ball. Yeah.
You know your strengths, know where you fit in at, know your
Dwayne the Rock Johnson said, know your role and shut
know your role, know where you fit in. Oh my goodness. What else you got?
Did you watch the Versus battle?
I did, of course I did.
SWV.
Early Mother's Day celebration.
Here's my take on it. Who has the better music? SWV. Who had the better performance? Escape. That's where I stand on that. I think SWV had just that one album alone and shit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The first fucking album.
The first album, yeah.
They could have just did that album and shit, yeah. With You're Always on My Mind.
Yeah.
And
you gotta go downtown.
What was the first one they had? I can't think of right now. I'm So Into You.
I'm so into you.
Just so many hits. The right here, Human Nature. It was so many hits off of that fucking first album.
The Anything.
Yeah. Shout out to
that remix was lit. That remix. Oh my gosh. I love that remix.
Whoa, dirty.
Because when it started like the album version. I was like, please, the remix. And then when they was like switching it to the remix, I was like, yeah. That remix was ridiculous. That was hot. And then Tajia hit all the rap part of the Wu-Tang. I was like, okay, look at Taj hitting the Wu-Tang rap. Okay. But yeah, I did enjoy it. I like
it. Yeah. Was Escape? They had some cut. You had to really be an Escape fan to know some of their joints. Yeah. Like their hit list is not as massive as that SWV. Because they had Just Kicking It, of course, yeah. Which Understanding. Who Can I Run To? They had like some hits.
Am I Dreaming?
And once again, that's when we start getting questionable in that one.
You're my little secret. The creep song. The creeping song. But some of the songs, like I know, like The Softest Place on Earth, that was like more of like an album cut. But it was a nice song. That was. I didn't name
any other SWV's other hits. I didn't get to Rain and shit like there's so many hits. I'm telling you, man.
Misty Rain. That was my jam.
Can I get Pinky Tonight? That was it.
Yeah, with Missy.
That hits, man. Yeah, come on.
And the super duper high, taste my apple pie. Yeah.
So many hits, man. I'm telling you.
But and then they were saying that Candy was cheated. They said Candy cheated because she was using like songs that like she wrote. That's what they said. She cheated.
They had to fill out that part. It's like 20 songs is a lot. She had to pad them stats a little bit.
I was today years old when she did. I didn't know she did Bills. I knew No Scrubs. Her and Tanya. I knew that.
No Scrubs.
I didn't know I didn't know Bills. And then when I'm thinking about the way Beyonce was singing, I'm like, it does sound like a kid. At first we started out for cool. I'm like, okay, yeah, I can. When Candy was singing, I said it does sound definitely like Candy was singing. Yeah, it definitely sounds like. Like now that I like listen back, so Candy cashing them checks. Bills. No Scrubs. Then somebody sampled some song.
Fucking song, yeah. Bills, and No Scrubs. It makes sense that she.
It makes sense, yeah. And even they reference No Scrub instead of a scrub like you who don't know what a man's about, because they did say scrub and Bills. They did call the guy a scrub. Yeah.
We're gonna get into that. Yeah, we're gonna move into like a guy who definitely goes in on Scrubs. Yeah, we're gonna segue into that. We ain't new with this shit. Yeah,
Scrubs.
But anything else to add about the versus battle?
Like I said, I enjoyed it. You know, some people are just negative about everything. Some people say this was dry. I enjoyed it. I was singing all the songs because I knew most of the songs, and I was in there just and then Aria was looking like okay. And then when they played No Scrubs, and Aria, I knew No Scrubs because she knows that song. Because I was like cleaning one day, and then I had my 90s playlist, and Ariana took to No Scrubs, and I'm like, yeah.
Battle TLC, that's a good one. Because I would have had like SWV battle them, but obviously that's off the table now. So who'd be a good battle for TLC? Because TLC technically is the real. SWV is the real TLC.
Yeah.
Coco, they're the real TLC.
Actually, be Coco, yeah.
That'd have been the perfect battle to battle. Who's the real TLC?
Who's the real TLC? Yeah, that would have been good.
Yeah. Because they are. Because Tosley, Lee, and Coco, they are TLC. If you want to get technical, yeah. So,
what would they do?
A good battle with the TLC. I don't know. I gotta think. Who's another group? Who's a girl group that we missed and shit? That
the only girl I can think of, but that ain't happening, is Destiny's Child. That's the only girl group I can think of is Destiny's Child.
Beyonce is not gonna be part. If
Beyonce is not being on Versus.
It won't be. Will Beyonce? It'd be will be Latoya and Latavia, like and Michelle will be with that. That'll be who shows up for that Versus battle. And then the three of them never even perform together as Destiny's
never.
Child. That's what be funny.
Never.
Yeah, three chicks who never were even really part of that stuff.
Because that's the only group that I can't think of that had like platinum success, that had that level. You know what I mean? Like anybody else didn't have that platinum. Like 702 didn't have the hits and they didn't have the platinum level. They didn't have it.
Yeah, you got to make it a good battle,
right? Yeah, like other groups just didn't have that. They didn't have that. The only one that I can think of that with the success, like a TLC success, would be a Destiny's Child. But we know obviously that ain't happening.
So we probably won't get the TLC on the Versus, which will be good. And they had mad hits. Mm-hmm. A lot of hits them girls had.
Don't go chasing waterfalls. I'm ready for that. I'm just here for that. To do the dance, the waterfall dance. Oh, my goodness.
Let's go from one Versus to another.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, you thought TLC. I'm still saying TLC. You thought SWV. They are TLC. You thought SWV.
SW to the BB.
SWV and Escape was a Versus. They have shit on Umar Johnson and Kevin Samuels, man. That's a Versus.
The Hotep battles of the Hoteps.
That's a goddamn Versus right there. I don't even know how it started. As let some explain who most people know who Dr. Umar Johnson is. We just talked about him a week ago on this podcast, so you probably pretty much know who he is. Some you might not know who Kevin Samuels is. He's like one of these relationship guru guys. He's always suited up. Shout out to Xavier Pope. The suited
with up glasses and
suited up all the time. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
he throws major shade.
He's just blunt, with his
He's the king of shade. He just throws shade. He does.
You have 3 children. You're not going to get a high quality man. You're not going to get a man that makes $100,000. No.
Like when he told, because like the first thing I heard about when he told the lady that she wasn't that she wasn't attractive enough or something, he said about the lady's appearance.
On a scale of 1 to 10, and you can't use 7, how would you rate yourself? That's one of his things. Everybody says 7 because it's safe and shit. Yeah.
Right.
So you go over
like I'm not being cocky.
8 or 9, you want to be cocky, but if you like, nobody wants to be a fucking 6 and shit. Yeah. That's why it says on a scale of 1 to 10, and you can't use 7. Where would you rate yourself? They say, well, I'm an 8. Beyonce's an 8. Are you saying you're Beyonce? That's like really what he does. And say that on his.
Because I had no idea who he was. I just started seeing his picture just all over my time. I'm like, who is this person?
Umar Johnson. That's why him and they had some words, a little mini beef. Like, I don't even know who started it. I think Kevin said something about him, and then Umar, like he's a talking ass Negro. Yeah, so he's gonna come back.
Only time he doesn't talk is about his school. Ooh.
We're gonna talk about that. That's become the surface that and that's what makes this even more interesting, because apparently both guys are frauds to an extent. That's why this is
color me shocked.
Umar Johnson. Because when you start researching, especially dude, it been like over a decade. He's been like launching this school. It does not take that long to open up a school and shit. Yeah, like he's been like, I think you can find shit from like back in like 2009 of him talking about his school coming up, like over a decade.
Frederick Douglass Academy, or whatever the name of the school is.
Frederick Douglass Academy, and then is it Marcus Garvey? I think he got
Marcus Garvey, yeah.
Frederick Douglass Academy and Marcus Garvey. I'm starting 2 schools, Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey. Like he's like, because he's
somebody started school like
Pan-Africanism that's what Kevin Samuels called him. So that's what I'm gonna call him, the Prince of Pan-Africanism. It's like, which is hilarious.
Didn't somebody start like a school in their house or something? Like, I mean, if you have to like start real basic, like, you may start with humble beginnings. Or online, like you can do online. There you go.
We doing this, yeah. And
Start
like,
with humble
yeah,
beginnings.
how's Ariana been attending school for the past year?
Virtually.
Like this.
And then you can just do stuff like just start real small. Like you have to start like yeah, you may not have the funding to get the people, like, I think an unfair comparison. I said to Umar, I'm not an Umar Johnson fan. I'm not, but to his credit, when people keep on trying to say, well, LeBron started, like, that's not a fair comparison, saying LeBron. That is not a fair comparison. He just doesn't have the resources that LeBron has.
LeBron's making over $40 million a year right now.
LeBron's net worth is $500 million.
Career, yeah.
He has a $500 million net worth. So you can't compare somebody who has
he's getting over $40 million a year just from his basketball contract.
Thank you.
None of the other shit. Yeah.
All his endorsements, all that. He has a production company.
Yep. Not even counting like his production company or Nike or like the other shit he does.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Does he do Gatorade?
Probably.
Something. Yeah, he does a lot of things like that. So, I mean, it's unfair to make that comparison. We understand that if you are starting from the ground level, getting those resources is hard. Like getting donations for people to donate to something, that's hard. Like building money is hard.
Hit my Cash App. That's his favorite thing. Hit my Cash App. Hit my Cash App. So
but allegedly,
we don't put our Cash App on this shit because we just talking shit. I don't see in the Cash App.
My Cash App.
Not begging for donations. We just on
allegedly, didn't he raise like $750,000 allegedly?
But dude owes like a couple $100,000 in taxes. That's what people don't realize on the buildings, because he does have the buildings, but he owes back taxes on them. And that's why he said hit him on the Cash App. You got to pay his fucking taxes. Like that's public record out there.
My advice to him: hire you a CPA, a real CPA who can help you get that shit in order, because CPAs know the codes. They know this is what they do. So hire a real CPA to help you. If you have tax issues, don't go to Ray Ray on the block. Don't go to like this. Well, I know somebody who does tax. No, don't do it with somebody who does. Go with somebody that's what their profession is. Go to a CPA. He
might have a CPA. I don't know his personal information like that. He might.
If he doesn't, then do it.
Guess what? If you owe taxes, like even if you have a CPA, it's not gonna make the taxes go away. You still got to pay.
Yeah, it's not. But I said, but they can look for different codes to try to minimize like some of your stuff. They can maybe minimize some of your things that you owe and work out payment things. They can work out payment structures. You know.
You might have a CPA. I don't know. That's why you're saying hit me on the Cash App to like.
I don't know if he does, but if he don't,
I'm pretty sure he doesn't have a job, so that's why he raises money. Hit me on the Cash App. It's like, yeah. So that's how he's getting. That's how he's paying his taxes, through the fucking Cash App. That's why he's selling motherfuckers like, yeah.
That's how the Prince of Pan Africa.
Yeah, that's how the Prince of Pan Africa. Yeah, just donate more. Yeah, you donated 20, donate 30. Yeah.
That just blew me when he said on that one. He was like, gifts. Yeah, I appreciate you, sister, for the 10. Next time, make it 20. I was like, what? Like, did he just say, give me $20 instead of 10? Like, I appreciate your 10, but give me 20.
Well, one of the first videos I saw was when Kevin Samuels called out Umar Johnson, because Kevin Samuels gets called out because, like I said, he's blunt and like harsh with his criticisms, especially when it comes to black women, and like that doesn't sit well. So yeah, with the Umar Johnsons of the world, especially, it does not sit well. Yeah. So he called him out on that. Said he hates black women, but then Kevin Samuels fired back. I hate black women. Like, don't you got 2 kids by 2 different black women? Why didn't you marry those women? You love my queen, my Nubian queen so much, but you're not married to a black woman. So that's where it started getting very,
when I saw
very interesting.
I saw that video where he talked about, the man who loves black women but has 2 children and not married. And I was like, But here's the thing I keep on saying. Stop following these so-called self-proclaimed gurus, these whatever they claim to be. Stop following these gurus.
His skeletons are coming starting to fall out the closet as well, too. Like, that's what things when shots get fired, people dig up shit on you. So with Kevin Samuels, it's starting to come out that because he always talks about the high value man. That's the thing he talks about, being a high value man. But now they digging in his past and seeing that he's not as high value as he claims to be.
Mm-hmm.
He's high value now mostly because of YouTube and shit, but like because he claimed that he worked in corporate America and all, and he's like what, but it's starting to show that never happened. It's like he's like claiming
that. As Maury said, you said you worked in corporate America. We determined that was a lie. Or you gonna get the paper on him.
They pulled up his past and they showing that he was making like he was making like $900 a month, like in 2000 and whatever. It was like over a decade ago. They pulled up his well,
a month, not a week, a month.
His wife was the breadwinner. They were showing.
That doesn't sound. I said if we go by that.
Twice in his divorce. Once again, like don't give relationship advice. You've been divorced twice. Because he said his wife at the time was the one that was making the money.
Stop listening to these gurus. Like, if somebody, because like obviously, like
anybody can go to K&G and put a suit on and look like they're important. It's like,
look like new money, look like success,
look like they're important, and that's what he did. He got the K&G the $199 special from K&G.
Well, buy one get three free because they have those deals. Sometimes I get the text messages. I do.
Yep, K&G with the $199 special or whatever you got. And there you go.
But my thing is, like the phrase that they always say, a broken clock is right twice a day. Mm-hmm. A broken clock is right twice a day. So you may catch like somebody, if they make a point, good point. But just take that good point, but don't just like become so like, yes. And I buy into everything.
What I've been saying. Like I've been in the entertainment industry for like over 20 years at this point. And right from the beginning, I always said that stop treating these motherfuckers like gods. They're human beings. I've never been starstruck in my life. I don't care who it was and shit. Mm-hmm. And I done met some pretty big celebrities, and I spoke to them just like how we talking right now. Mm-hmm. I didn't put them on no pedestal. Like, fuck that.
Like that. No.
Yeah, and that's where people get wrapped up. Like, if you follow Umar Johnson or Kevin Samuels, and you treat these motherfuckers like gods, and then when you find out they're full of shit, it's like you still have to defend them and shit.
You find out they're human just like me.
No, but the thing, they don't do that. You still defend them when you find out they're full of shit, because you done dedicated your whole life to defending this motherfucker. So now when you find out that maybe he's not what you thought he was, and then now you have to keep the lie going and shit. Yeah.
No, interesting. So he was only making $900 a month, and his wife was supporting him. So is that a quality man?
He talks about
is that
basically saying if you don't make six figures, then you're not a high value man. That's what he's like. Yeah.
It's a lot of people.
And that's that 1% that six figures.
A lot of people that make under 6 figures.
99% of men are trash. It's basically.
So if a guy makes $80,000 a year, he's not quality. If a guy makes $70,000 a year, he's not quality. It's a lot of numbers under 100,000 that it's not like you only make $12,000 a year or 100. It's a lot of stuff in between. It's a lot of numbers in between.
Well, yeah, I've definitely watched his stuff. And he has good content, but he talks a big game. Like I said, he might not be about that life, what he really talks about. From like some of the dirt that's starting to surface on him.
And that's the thing. Everybody got skeletons. When you start naming yourself, I'm a self-proclaimed this, I'm a relationship expert, I'm a this, I'm a that. And then people start digging, just going digging. Then it's like, interesting. Because everybody got skeletons, like you said. Everybody does. And you don't want to get caught on that side of embarrassment, because then when you get caught on that other side of it, now you got to play damage control. You got to try to, this is how it happened, but it happened, but it didn't happen. Now you're double talking. You're trying to explain your way out things.
He's probably planning his next move, because I don't think he's posted any new videos since this scandal. It's like, is it really a scandal? It's just two Negroes arguing to me and shit. It's really a scandal and shit. Yeah. But since this scandal erupted, he hasn't posted anything. So he's probably figuring out what
he's figuring out his next move.
All that is. So what am I going to tell all his fan base? Because he has a pretty big following. He got to figure out, like, how should I address this shit?
Yeah, because we know that in today's society, it can be very fickle. Like, you could have your 100,000 followers on Instagram, and then one thing, now you got 20 followers. That can happen. Or you could go from having 5 followers to having 5,000 followers, then 10,000, then 20,000. It's so fickle how stuff goes.
One video that goes viral. That's how that happens. Yeah.
Because I had no idea who he was. Like, apparently the one video when he told the lady, like I said, that was the first one I saw when he told her that she wasn't whatever. Like, he said
that's what put him on. Because originally when Kevin Samuels started, I'm gonna give it a little backstory on him. I've done my research. He was basically like man to man talk to the guys. What are you saying? Basically, like man the fuck up is what that kind of thing. What really like started getting some traction is when he started going after the women. Because then women started saying, like, who is you? Like, yeah, like that's what, yeah. When he started saying that y'all got to up, because when he was just talking shit to the fellas, he had this following, like, he had a little bit of a follow. He was saying, like, yeah, like, step your game up yesterday, like that kind of stuff. Yeah. He started saying that you don't deserve a man that makes this because you got 3 kids by 2 different dudes. Like, that's when women started saying, huh? What'd he say? Now he's getting a following. It's like, yeah. When he started saying chicks for like a 4 and shit, like, but you want a 10. And so, yeah, he started going in with that kind of shit.
That's me, though. Like, just being like, you're like, that's.
Yeah. Well, how tall are you? What's your dress size? How much do you weigh? That's one thing. He puts both because, like, that's because, like, women especially are vague with their size. Yeah, I'm thick. I'm curvy. That's why he always says, "What's your dress size? How much do you weigh?"
I'm voluptuous. Voluptuous. What size do you wear?
You're 5'4", and you weigh over 200 pounds. You're not voluptuous. You're obese.
That's mean though. That's mean. That's like he's mean. Like, I haven't followed like a lot of his stuff. Like I said, I saw the one video where he told the lady that she wasn't attractive enough. And then I saw the other video where he saying that Dr. Umar Johnson, you have the 2 kids. And I saw that video.
It's a Pan-Africanism.
Now I'm about to go down the rabbit hole and like try to look up his stuff now because now I'm intrigued by it.
Yeah, he talks a lot of shit. And that's when he really started getting a following because then, because word travels fast. It's talking shit about women. Yeah. Telling, yeah. Like, the guys watching and think it's funny, and the women say, because they want to see, like, did he really say that? So they watching it. Like, did he really? So that's why that's when his following exploded pretty much, when he started telling the women about themselves. When he was just going the man-to-man talk about, yeah, get your money right. You're not pulling Beyonce and you make 20,000. Like, he was that kind of stuff. It's like, yeah, hey, you want these model chicks? Like, yeah, what are you bringing to the table? It's
what are you bringing to the table?
That's kind of,
and that goes on both ends. Like, I mean, like both parties have to bring something to the table. If you want a certain level of quality of a partner, you guys have to meet. Y'all have to meet in the middle. Y'all have to meet. Like, what are you bringing? What is he bringing? And it just can't be your looks, like, for people. Like, you just can't be like, well, I look good. No, that's not enough. You can't just bring your looks to the table.
Chicks do that way more than guys.
Yeah, like, I will lean and say that women do. Like, you just can't bring, like, or if you make a lot of money.
But women come a dime a dozen. It's like, yeah.
Or if you make good money and you're a guy, you just can't be like and be a complete asshole and be like, well, I make money. You're an asshole, though.
Or you're
like, you can't. That doesn't justify you being an asshole.
It's like that, yeah.
Right. It doesn't justify you being an asshole. It doesn't, just because you make money.
For my first experience, my first introduction to Kevin Samuels, it was earlier this year. I want to say I saw a video. It was he had called in. It wasn't even his interview. It was a podcast. These cats called, I think, the Roommates podcast. Is like. There's just a couple of guys that talk shit, basically. It's kind of like what we do and shit, except as guys and shit, though. Yeah, just like if you were a guy and we just talking shit.
It's like a guy.
Yeah, it's like that. Yeah, they had these chicks on there. These OnlyFans chicks, like, basically, like, yeah. So like, that's the big thing now. Chicks making money on OnlyFans and all that. and the guy, the lead, the one that was leading the interview was basically saying that that it's some bullshit. It's like, yeah, sure, yeah, you're attractive, but like, what about when your looks far? How are you gonna make money? That's what he was saying. Because like, this is not gonna last forever. Like, yeah, because and which is a good point. Because then when Kevin Samuels did call in, it's like every generation of chicks think they discovered the wheel when they realize that, hey, men are giving me money because I look good. It's like, which is true, like that. Every chick thinks like,
to an
yeah,
extent, yeah.
like this, yeah. If you don't have anything else going on, what are you gonna do when this like y'all are, yeah, you young women in your 20s, you're making bank now, like probably 6 figures off of this OnlyFans shit. He's like, when your looks start fading, when the next like shiny new chick comes along, what are you gonna do? Like, yeah, what is your plan and shit? And then and the chicks weren't trying to hear that shit, so they basically got up and walked out of the interview and shit. When he started telling them, it was like, no, like, yeah, your money is not real. Like, yeah, like this is not
your plan should be. I said there, like I said, there we can segue. See, we're not doing this. Your plan should be, if this is what you are going to do, and you like, I know I'm a bad bitch, air quote, if you know that that's what your thing is or whatever, you better be stacking your bank and you better be doing something to make that money work for you.
These chicks, I think, weren't doing that. They were being real vague with it.
I'm gonna say you better be making that money work for you.
They were basically saying that, yeah, well, I have a business going on. And then like, well, of course, the next follow-up question, yeah, what's your business? Like they didn't have an answer to
That's the thing. You better like prime example.
You can tell when somebody is full of shit. It's like,
full of shit. They just
yeah. Well, I have a business. Yeah, like yeah. I'm not just out here doing this. Like yeah, I'm building my business. Yeah. What's your business?
What's your business?
I don't have to tell you my personal. It's like, what if I want to support it? What if I want to invest in it? Yeah. Like, what's your business? It's like, and like they didn't have. And you could tell when they got caught up. So then they just got up and walked out of there.
They got agitated. And rather than like be like, oh, you found me out, then it's like, no, you just like, fuck you.
That's the moment when that was the viral moment when I discovered who Kevin Samuels was. Like, was that when he basically started deep diving on these OnlyFans chicks about.
That's the thing about it.
What is your business? Is like,
if you know that you're only going to be able to do something for a short amount of time. Like prime example,
he compared. Once I know where you're going, he compared like what they're doing to being a professional
athlete, or the other one I was going to say is like those people, like all those reality people, like the Jersey Shore, like those like I said, because like around the early 2010s, the early 2010s, they was popping. Like all that reality TV shit was popping. Like the only ones who still are around really is the Kardashians. They're the only ones who really
they're wrapping up, but they already made
wrapping up.
Yeah,
they're the ones who stayed in. Like I said, most people their window was like
shout out the Flavor of Love, girl.
There you go. Perfect example. Most of these people
Kelly J. Shout out Mariah. We know some of them, man.
Their window was like 3 to 4 years tops. 3 to 4 years tops was your window. So while you got your 15 minutes, you better be out there hustling. Doing your parties, doing your appearances, doing your stuff, hustle out there.
And Jay Marie were both out there doing it. Now they both
back to regular life.
Very regular now.
Both living regular life. Only one who's still around is Shea Bucky Johnson.
Bucky Johnson made a career out of this shit. Like
she's the only one who's still doing it.
Like I was watching you go down the YouTube rabbit hole. I was watching a YouTube video talking about the Flavor of Love girls. Where are they now? And they covered all. And Shay John said, who would ever thought that Bucky would be the last one? Said you couldn't have predicted that. It's like out of all
that was like 16 years ago.
Yeah, especially with
16 years ago, something like that. Yeah,
he was just kind of the part of the crowd. You would have thought it would have been like New York or so, like one of the over the top ones that lasted. Yeah, so like would have thought Bucky Johnson would like because she's still on TV now. Like she's still like doing reality TV. She made a career out of that shit.
Because Bucky's only moment was when she like tried to push the girl off the railing. When she tried to push Crazy, that was like her big moment.
Oh yeah, that was her viral moment.
That was her moment when she tried to push. But other than that, she just was like regular. She really just wasn't. Like the other one, like obviously New York was over the top. Obviously, she was a character.
Then who else won? So she was Delicious. They won, so they both got recognition being the winners. Yeah. And shout out Layleen, and I'm leaving it that smiley Layleen, and I leave that alone. It's like shout out to her.
Pumpkin was like a substitute teacher, I think. Yeah, she was like a sub. So it's like, yeah, like if you do have that moment where it's like, hey, I got 15 minutes of fame, My clock started now. So I'm going to get in as much as I can this 15 minutes. I'm just going to roll.
Boots was the city girls before the city girls.
Nah.
Period. She even had the voice.
Boots. Yeah.
City girls.
Boots. Period. She got married and had like 3 kids or something. Yeah, she just, real regular.
She's the mother of the city girls. I made Boots that old. Period.
Period.
Shout out Hottie, goddammit. Let's go, man.
Hottie? Beyonce. Beyonce.
I went on a bad date with this chick that said she looked like Beyonce. We don't tell that story. Well, she said she looked like Beyonce. This is pre social media. Flavor of love. Social media was still primitive then. So you got to ask like what you look like. You couldn't just look it up yourself. Like wasn't no Instagram then and shit. Yeah, in 2007 and shit or whatever. And she said she looked like Beyonce and shit. And this chick looked like fucking Hottie and shit.
I was Hottie.
Worst date ever went on in my life. I'm like, oh God, let me just get. When is this shit going to end?
Okay, Hottie, you have big eyes and you have weave. You have the same weave and big eyes. Like
I went to Red.
That's about it.
I went to Red Lobster with Hottie.
With Hottie.
Yo, yikes.
Beyonce. You like every die on there. Oh, which was another one who was on it. She was like making a little thing, Goldie. Because Goldie, because I saw her to play at the Erie Crown. I saw her play
there. That for a little while, the stage play.
Yeah, she was doing the stage play because I actually met her. Like, well, I was like, hey, girl. And she was like really sweet. She was really sweet. Yep.
It's
but
fun.
That's what you need to do.
Let's go down this rabbit hole. What happened to some of these chicks? They had some memorable chicks on that show. This is the ones I know personally, Kelly J and Mariah.
And Mariah, yeah.
Which was beautiful and the prototype for
the prototype, yeah.
When I look them up, that's beautiful in the
That's what their name.
Yeah.
I'm sure their names was misspelled because it was Flav.
Flav was he is functionally retarded, so he's functionally. That's the word I'm looking for. Functionally illiterate.
The names was misspelled.
Well,
because pumpkin, I'm like pumpkin. That's nice. Okay.
Delicious.
Nice.
He still spells it like that. Delicious.
Delicious.
LASHL, whatever the fuck. Yeah.
SHIS. Yeah. Delicious. Shish.
She had even dropped the name, but I guess it didn't work, so she went back to it. She was going by London Charles for a while, but nobody knew who the fuck that was, so she went back to Delicious. You just go with what you know. Yeah, if Delicious is gonna make you money, stick to that shit. It's like, cause I get you want to separate yourself from that fucking Flavor of Love shit. Like, who wants to be the Flavor of Love chick the rest of their life? So I get why she tried to rebrand herself. She went with
You're 50 years old. I was a Flavor of Love season 3. You're 50 years old now.
London Charles, but I'm sure that nobody wants to book London Charles. Who?
Delicious.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Fuck it, just go back to Delicious. That's what I just went back to it. Because she tried to snake it, but she couldn't. She said, fuck it. Even now on her social media, she's still delicious and everything.
Delicious.
She just went back to it. She said, fuck it.
But that's what you need to do. Like I said, like we can segue with that about how do you grow your money? Mm-hmm. That's what we can talk about. Because real talk.
About the ups and downs of Dogecoin.
Yes.
What a journey that fucking thing has been on.
It's dog, because people call it dog coin.
I bought it. That's what I called it, dog coin.
Dog coin.
I bought it 2 years ago. I ain't new to this shit. I bought this in 2019. Mm-hmm. And so all y'all knew I've been on this because that's around the time when everybody was like bitching and crying over Bitcoin. Yeah, if you had bought Bitcoin back in 2013, you'd spend $100, you'd be a millionaire now. But I was like, yeah, that's dope. We don't have flying DeLoreans.
Let's get a flying DeLorean and go back in time
and buy Bitcoin. So I was like, because then everybody started buying like fractional shares of Bitcoin. I'm like, that's cool. You might make a couple $100.
You might make it $40, but
a couple $100. But I'm like, I want to find the next bit. I want to find a small investment that's gonna like pay off. That's gonna turn into something real. And so I started buying. Now, and the reason I bought that, it was so cheap. It was the cheapest one. Shout out our brother, the cheapest one. That's why I bought it, because Dogecoin was it was like less than a penny and shit at the time.
Right.
And so I bought a nice amount of it. because it was just so cheap. And I said, even if it stays right here, which I thought it would, I didn't think this shit would. I thought it'd be like 5 years before I even hit the 1 cent mark. That's how cheap it was. It was like 0.000 whatever. Like it was like less than a penny. It's like what it was worth at the time. So I said it's probably gonna be years before this even hits a penny. So I just buy it and just put it in the background, put it on the shelf and forget about it, which is what I did until I started seeing Elon Musk and like all these motherfuckers talking about Dogecoin. And I was like,
Mark Cuban, did Mark Cuban say something about it too? I think
Elon Musk, and I started saying, didn't I buy that? No.
Let me check my portfolio right quick. Let me check that right fast.
It was a light bulb because I was like, I bought some of that, a couple years because I forgot about the shit. Yeah, I was like, I bought some of that, and it was up to like about 5-6 cents at that time, and I bought it less than a penny. You think about that, and it was up to like 5-6 cents. I was like, whoa, what?
Whoa!
I didn't think it was going to hit. I thought it'd be like 5 years before it even got to 1 cent. That's how cheap and worth.
That's how cheap it was. Right?
Yeah. I said it's probably gonna be years before it gets to 1 cent, but I didn't pay anything for it, so fuck it. I don't care. Yeah,
I didn't buy it till this year after I saw it start making some strides. I bought it early when it was still cheap. I didn't get it like when it was like when it got
under a dime when you got it, right?
I got it when it was under a dime.
Yeah.
But the one that I did was the Ethereum Classic. I did that 2 years ago. See, we did the opposite.
I got a little bit of that.
I did Ethereum Classic 2 years ago because that was the only. At the time, that was the only cryptocurrency on Robinhood's platform that I could afford because everything else was just so high. They didn't
even start carrying Dogecoin until like now, till it started.
Right, they didn't have partial shares back then.
And Coinbase didn't have Dogecoin at all until like months ago. They just added it like when it started going up. They just added that shit this year, so it wasn't even there back when you bought that Dogecoin. So
I did the Ethereum Classic because that was the only thing that was affordable. That was under a certain amount. I said, let me get a little bit. I said, even if it just stays around here, and then that exploded. It went up. It exploded. I was like, like when I was checking my portfolio, I was like, okay, there's Dogecoin. I was like, wait a minute, Ethereum. Wait, what? I was like, Ethereum, what? So cryptocurrency.
I bought a little bit of that. Why I bought that was because you get advice from your from real investors, not the fake investors, not your YouTube investor or your Facebook investors. There we go. Your Facebook financials. We're gonna start calling them
Facebook financials.
We don't do them. So I started looking getting it's like the best cryptos to get. Of course, Bitcoin be at the top of the joint, but like most people aren't gonna be able to afford like that. Like if you didn't buy it, even if you bought it, let's say 2 years ago when we started really getting into crypto. Like you would have even had to have some money then to get in there, because like then it was like $5,000. Now it's like 50,000. See what I'm saying? Like
I saw a lady.
5,000 was a lot. That's still a lot even back then.
Right. I saw a lady that said that she bought in when it was $1,000. She was like, she bought it when it was $1,000. And she was like, yeah, and I was able to make some money, because she didn't say how much she made, obviously, but she was like, I was able to.
Yeah, I don't deal with actual numbers. Yeah, I just say I own Dogecoin, I own Ethereum Classic. Yes, that's all I'm saying. I don't give big no. You don't need to know that much about.
Yeah, you don't need to know that, but what you need to know is that you need to get.
Here's how I got into. That's what the story I was telling. When I started, top cryptos to get in, and it had Bitcoin, it had the Ethereum on there, not the classic Ethereum, and that one is about a couple thousand at this point.
Yeah, that one's high. So that one's high.
So I went and checked, and I saw it was over $1,000 at that time. I was like, well, I can't probably afford it. I was like, but what about this Ethereum Classic, which was
the classic is cheaper? Yeah, I can give this classic.
I was like, okay, this is like about like 15 when I got it. So I was like, okay, I'll buy a little bit of this. So I got a little. So I was like, okay, I said $1,500 versus $15. I was like, I'll try a little bit of this $15.
Yeah, it was like a little over $5 when I bought it 2 years ago. It was like a little over $5. So I was like, okay, $5. That's not a bad, like, you know, even if you do like spend and then you lose, like, it's not that much to lose. You know, it's not $5 a share. It's not that much.
Okay, I can't afford the Ethereum, but I can afford the Ethereum Classic. Now I started looking. I was like, okay, it's legit. It's not something somebody just made up, because a lot of these cryptos people do just making up. Well, which Dogecoin started out as, but nowadays it's considered real and shit.
It's considered real now. So
there's some of them that motherfuckers do just make up shit. So you got to be careful. Like, you don't want scammers to get you and shit. Yeah.
Exactly. But there's a thing, like, you gotta learn to do your research for one, and start investing your money.
We should start.
Like, start now.
Let's start a crypto. Damn coin. Let's go.
Damn coin.
Gonna buy our damn selves, not another damn podcast.
Damn coin.
Damn coin. Let's do it.
Damn. Get that damn coin.
Coin, baby. Yeah. How you paying with this damn coin?
This damn coin.
Watch that shit blow up. We gonna do that.
I want my coins.
That's how Dogecoin started as a joke and shit.
But yeah, though, you gotta
number 4 crypto in the world right now. It's top 5 now. Something started as a joke is number 4.
You gotta invest your money now. Like, start doing this now. Like, and the thing that you can't get so wrapped up in, like, yeah, it's so easy to say shoulda, coulda, woulda. Like, I mean, but a phrase that I've been saying is, if you learn from it, it's not a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
If you learn, it's not a mistake. We get it. Your 20s are for learning. I mean, like, a lot of people you don't have the knowledge, you don't have the skills, that you don't have the discipline. You don't have that when you're 22. You just don't. You just don't have it at 22. The average 22-year-old out there.
My 20s was trash. I spent all of my 30s fixing the mistakes from my 20s.
Mm-hmm.
Then when I hit my 40s, I had my shit together. That's the trajectory of my life. Like, I spent all of my 30s fixing the bullshit from my 20s. That's what I did pretty much.
My 20s was like, I was not in a bad spot, but I could have been better. I should have been investing. Like, I wasn't in a bad spot, but I wasn't investing. And that's like a mistake that I wish I would have, like, what's up. But now I'm like, I learned from it.
I was broke and I wasn't investing.
I wasn't investing. I was not investing at all in my 20s. And I was like, if I would have been invested, if I started at 26, where I would have right now, I was like, let me not get wrapped in that. I'm like, you know what? I know this now, so let me go ahead. And now that I know my stuff now, I'm teaching my kids now. I'm like, okay, let me teach them so they can learn, so they don't have to make these mistakes that I made in my 20s and part of my 30s that I made. But at the age that we're at, like we always keep on saying, it's not cool to be like financially illiterate at this age. It's just not. It's not cute. It's not. You gotta get your shit together.
Except if you're a real ninja, then it is cool.
You gotta get your shit together.
YOLO, my nigga. YOLO.
You want to be broke being YOLO. You gotta factor it in. It's nobody's saying that you can't do stuff. The best thing that I've been doing.
Can't take it to the grave with you. I'm spending all this shit.
The best thing that I can say is that you don't want to just be like all work, no play, all work, and then you just hoarding away money. Don't do that. However, create a budget for yourself. Okay, if you feel like $200 a month is what you need to entertain yourself, okay, put it in a money envelope. If you feel like $50 is enough, like, I can't tell you what your form of entertainment is. Whatever your form of entertainment is, what you like to do.
100, whatever it is, just figure
it out.
Figure that out.
Put it in a money envelope. Put it in an envelope and then label your envelopes. Okay, this is for April. This is for May. This is for June, July. Label your envelopes and then also have envelopes set aside for special occasions. Like, okay, my birthday's coming up. My anniversary's coming up. WrestleMania's coming up. I put like stuff in a.
We talked about it. Yes, shout out Bianca Belair and Sasha.
Put stuff in an envelope. Put that in an envelope. And then once you save and put the money aside, you have your money saved. If you put a little bit in each time you get paid. So then even if you do have to theoretically come out of pocket, let's say you do have to come out of pocket a little bit. Like, okay, I'm $100 short on my trip. Now you only have to come out $100 versus $1,000. If your trip was $1,000, you came up with, now you saved $900. Now you only have to come up with $100 rather than come up with $1,000 off the bat.
And with all of this money talk, let's tie it all together with a nice bow. We are not new at this shit. We're all of this shit together, man. One of the biggest money makers on the planet, Bill and Melinda Gates, filed for divorce. Split.
Parted.
Bill. That's like 100 billion. I forget like what the net worth, somewhere up there in that 100 billion.
120, I think.
Something like that. I know it was in that 100 billion range, yeah. But like I said, I don't know if this changes because of the divorce, but for years they already said that most of that was going to charity. Like they
right.
So I think it seems like it's right. It doesn't seem messy right now. It's still early.
It seems like an amicable split.
They said we still gonna run our foundation. We just can't be married anymore. That's
Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, because I did like what they were doing with their foundation.
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. Like when you're blessed, you're supposed to give back to less fortunate. Mm-hmm. That's what you're supposed to do and shit. If you put in a position where to bless, you're supposed to give back, and that's what they do. Most of their money, that's why they get all this money. Most of it they give it away. Like they're not over here like buy like buying Birkin and all of that shit. They give most of that money away to charity.
I need another private jet. Let me get another jet. Let me get another yacht and another jet. What?
They're not out here like the Wolf of Wall Street and shit.
I still gotta see that. We throwing the money.
Not out here like Leo and the Wolf of Wall Street.
Throwing the money in the harbor.
But what's funny is that a lot of you probably heard some people make this joke too. Is like a lot of the chicks so slide in the Bill's DM and the dude.
Yeah, I saw the hey big head.
Yeah, I'm gonna slide in Melinda's. Like I saw a dude was saying that.
Slide in Melinda's DM.
Slide in her DM. Yeah.
So they had 27 years of marriage, I think.
Yeah, 27 years. So sorry about your marriage didn't work out, but if you need to talk, I'm here. Like that. You need a shoulder to cry on.
After being married for 27 years and going through a divorce with that much money, neither one of them probably is ever going to get married again.
Probably never remarried.
Neither one of them is probably ever going to get married again.
Guys tend to remarry. Like I don't see Melinda ever remarrying
at all.
She might have play things here and there, like but she's probably never remarried again. She might have somebody like knock her off every now and then, like that.
Yeah, boo thing. Yeah. And then because of the age that I said, well, man, you have to be careful because man, you can still produce kids in your 60s, 70s, and even 80s, I think. But women, we get past a certain point, so you don't even have to worry about that. It's like I can't get pregnant.
Yeah, just whenever
so you have to worry about a guy trying to. You
ever get horny, you hit up random guy and shit.
Yeah. Condom broke. Oh, baby. You don't have to worry about that. You don't have to worry about the bum dude trying to come up on child support with you. So.
But I think I think he didn't she get like 25 billion in fucking Coca-Cola stock or something? What a consolation prize. I think Bill, I saw that he gave like because like when you have money, you own shit like that. He owns like
stuff.
25 billion in Coca-Cola.
Okay, you get this stock right here.
Yeah, this Coke stock right here. Okay. Okay.
Like when Bezos and McKinsey, Jeff Bezos and McKinsey, when they split. Mm-hmm. And then she got 30 billion, something like that. So she's good. She's like, okay, I got my 30. I'm out.
Up there, like, what are their marital status? I'm trying to think who's in that top 10. Because we saw Bezos went through a divorce. Bill Gates is going through one now. Yeah. I'm trying to think who else is up there. And like
Zuckerberg, he's doing okay.
Zucks, he's still with his wife. Yeah. That's the thing with these because that's what that's another thing people were saying.
What's Warren Buffett's status? Is he married or is he
married? I'm not sure.
Because I never knew.
I don't know if he's widowed. I don't know. Like
I don't know his story. I don't know like what his story is. Warren Buffett, like his personal relationship. I don't know his personal relationship story.
Elon Musk, I want to say is married, which we just talked about. See it all times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I think that.
That's what a lot of the guys were joking about that. If Bill Gates can't keep his woman happy, I ain't got no chance. That's what a lot of guys were saying. I saw that in my.
I think honestly, sometimes
the rest of us ain't got no chance. Like if Bill Gates can't keep, he's like 120 million, he can't keep his woman happy. Hey, what chance we got?
I think honestly, though, with some of these couples, if you do split after like 20 plus years of marriage, it's just honestly, you guys just grew apart, and it's just. After a certain point, it's like, okay, our kids are grown. Like we ain't gotta pretend no more. Like it's like
especially we ain't gotta pretend no more. Doing it for the money because like y'all are straight and shit. Yeah, like,
right? Like we're good. Like
I don't need you for support. It's like so why are we still together?
Right.
What are we doing? So yeah.
Like what are we doing?
Not like you were just like, not like you were a stay-at-home mom your whole life. You're like, you can't leave because he's your support and shit like that. It's like, it's like
he's the breadwinner, so you can't leave. But I mean, I think the pandemic, I think it's another thing. I'm gonna blame 2020, the coronavirus, because the coronavirus.
Yeah, I get it.
I blame it because it's like you really did get to learn your partner. Like if you had to be quarantined, you had to be quarantined. You couldn't leave the house for several months.
Tell me about it.
You learn your partner, and I'm just saying, if you can't be with your partner alone, if you can't be in a partner for a weekend, if after a weekend you're just like, you can't be in the house with your partner a weekend, and you're like just going, man, it's like
probably shouldn't be together.
Right. It's kind of like,
probably a wrap, yeah.
Yeah.
On that note, it's a wrap for this damn.
It's a wrap for us. Yes.
Yeah. Appreciate you supporting Not Another Damn Podcast. Once again, shout out to all the mamas out there. And we're not shouting out the fathers that are playing mama and daddy. No, we don't do that here. Nobody does that, but wait till Father's Day comes around. You can hear a lot, especially in the Black community. But if you like our podcast, want to support us further, hey, give our Facebook fan page a like. Also, you can subscribe, share, rate, review on all your platforms. I'm talking about Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, SoundCloud, iHeart, TLC Talk Radio. What up, Tasha?
Hey.
Also, get at us on your Amazon Alexa devices. And if you want to check us out visually on YouTube, you can do that a little something like. Whoa, sexy right there. Yeah. And follow me at Ozman the Wizard on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Oz Radio on Snapchat and Facebook as well. You know how to get with me. Yeah.
Hey, you can check me out, MSIMA8626 on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Also, SCR8GULLEY1 on Twitter, SCR8GULLEY7 on Instagram. Also, please like the Straight Gully Facebook fan page. Check out straightgully.com for your blogs and your vlogs. And for your video production needs, check out straightgullyproductions.com.
Well, I'm Ozman the Wizard.
And Naima.
And we will talk to you later.
Bye.
I'm gone.